So I recently received the most interesting email, and I'm going to read this email to you. Good day. My name is Mrs. Susan Armstrong. Can I seek your consent to establish a charity foundation in my name? You may wonder how I got to know you and your information and what informed my decision. You have no cause to worry about these questions. I mean no harm. I am a dying woman without a child, and I was diagnosed of cancer 4 years ago. In my present condition, life is without meaning to me, and hope has since eluded me. Each day I give my entire existence a thought. I feel overpowered by gloom and despair. Also saw nothing but death lurking around. All these are my reasons for deciding on using anything in my name for charity in which coincidentally you have been favored as the beneficiary. I shall be undergoing major operations in a few days. From now, and I want to will my inheritance to you and to enable you set up the charity foundation to help the less privileged. My late husband, family members are very wicked, and I don't want them to know anything about all the investment my late husband had, and I don't want them to benefit in any of them because they are so wicked. All our shares I and my late husband sold before he died, and some of our properties in Dubai. The money was deposited in the security company many years ago, and none of my late husband family knows about it. That is the money I want to will out so that you can use it for a charity organization. Please go through with the message, or she writes it here, please go through with the massage. I think she meant message though. If you can handle that, then I will inform you the details you have to forward to me so that I will forward it to the bank where the fund was deposited so that they will release all the money to you as my next of kin, because I will send authorization later to them to release the money to you. Yours truly, Mrs. Armstrong. Smell something? I think that smells like fraud. There are so many reasons why I think this letter is fraudulent. Well, for one, it arrived in my spam box with this message. Be careful with this message. Similar messages have been used to steal people's personal information. Unless you trust the sender, don't click on links or reply with personal information. And also, it was sent to me like she says her name is Mrs. Susan Armstrong. However, it says from Nguyen.viet at moha.gov.vn. I suspect, I could be wrong, but that looks like a Vietnamese email address to me. So her name is supposedly Susan Armstrong. Why is she sending it from Nguyen? I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that last name. If her name is if her last name is Armstrong. I mean, okay, fine. It arrived in my spam mailbox. You know what? I have had a few messages arrive in my spam box that were not spam. They were actually legitimate messages. However, that's been very rarely the case for me. 99.9% of the messages in my spam box are spam. Also, I do not know a Susan Armstrong. Why the hell, like this line here, incidentally, you have been favored as the beneficiary. I do not know a Susan Armstrong for the life of me. Why the hell would someone who's a total stranger to me name me as a beneficiary? And then she says that she just wants my details, my information, so that she can forward it to the bank where the fund was deposited, so that they will release all the money to you as my next of kin, because I will send authorization later to them to release the money to you. Susan Armstrong, do you think I was born yesterday? Do you really think I'm going to fall for a stupid scam like that? Someone who I don't even know. You're just going to get my personal information so you can send me this money as your next of kin. And then you want me to take that money and set up a charity organization. I mean, it's a terrible thing to falsely accuse someone of fraud or something else they're not guilty of. But in this case, I think this all adds up to fraud. And I think it's extremely shameful that you would use a horrible illness like cancer to try and steal people's personal information and quite possibly use that personal information to steal their assets. Absolutely disgusting to do that to someone. Use something like cancer or some other horrible situation. I mean, I've read about people that have cancer, and I know of people who have had cancer. I know of people who have died from cancer. That's an extremely disgusting, shameful thing to do. To use cancer to try and defraud money out of people. And I actually can't believe that there are some people out there that would actually fall for something like this. It's very unfortunate. Like, the reason why there's so many scams out there, there is a saying that goes, there's a sucker born every minute. Unfortunately, there's some people out there that are just gullible, lonely, naive, that end up falling for these kind of scams, and in some cases they end up losing their life savings. If people would stop falling for this BS, then you wouldn't get people attempting this kind of fraud. The only reason why I'm not going to pass this information on to the police is because, let's face it, the police, they see so many of these scams coming and going. They're so busy. Really, what can they do? I mean, are they even going to be able to trace this? For all they know, this could come from a public library. This could come from an untraceable internet connection. So why bother take it to the police? But all I'm just trying to say is just be careful. Don't go falling for anything and everything. Don't be so naive. If it sounds too good to be true, then it is too good to be true. Like, come on. Why would a total stranger make you a beneficiary and leave you something that you haven't earned in any way, shape, or form, and they don't even know you? Yeah, if it looks like a scam, it sounds like a scam, and it smells like a scam, it is a scam. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.